Coming up on Hands on Mac, let's take a look at Apple's just announced new app, Apple Invites. This is a first look.
Podcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
Hello and welcome to Hands on Mac. I am Mikah Sargent, and today we are taking a look at the new Apple Invites app, an iCloud Plus perk available for iCloud Plus subscribers to use and create invites, and anyone else to be able to receive invites. So let's talk about what we're working with here. So here we are on iOS, and this new app is essentially a way for you to create invites to events and manage people attending those events and manage a whole bunch of other features. So we're going to kind of go through them as we take a first look at this app. But when I first launched this app, this is what I'm presented with. Now, it's important to understand that in order to create invites, you need to have an iCloud Plus subscription. So creating and sending, I should say, invites is part of an iCloud Plus subscription. As Apple points out, subscriptions start at as low as 99 cents a month, but if you have an iCloud Plus subscription, you get to make them. You can send them to whomever, because this is not just an app, but also a web app, essentially. And so if you are sending it to someone who doesn't have an iCloud account, doesn't have an iPhone, they are able to still access the invite, even in those cases. If you are sending it to an iPhone and the person downloads the Apple Invites app, that's going to be kind of the best, most pure experience, but there are those other options available. And in fact, 9to5 Google has an article showing how Apple Invites work on Android, which we'll include a link to in the show notes so you can kind of see what that's like. But let's go about creating an event. So first and foremost, we have the option to add a background. And when we create a background, we can choose a background that is presented to us. We can pull from our photos. We can take a photo with the camera, or we can go, into Image Playground. Image Playground, of course, lets you use Apple's artificial intelligence, its AI, or Apple Intelligence tools to create a custom image. But in this case, I'm just going to choose a basic, we'll go with a green color for the background. Now, the event is going to be called Friendly Barbecue. And we can change the typeface that's used here. We choose a date and time. This is going to take place on Friday, February 21st, starting at 6 p.m. And we have the option to say this is an all-day event or it has an end time. So we'll say it goes from 6 to 8 p.m. And then we can choose a location, which I'm going to switch away for just a moment to protect my specific location. We'll come back. So I'll tap on location and I can choose something nearby. I'm trying to think what's nearby. There's a place called Hopscotch in Portland. And so we'll choose that. And so let me move back here. So I've selected Hopscotch as the location, and I can tap done. And you can see that now has been added to the event. It says that it's hosted by me. When I add a description, I can use Apple's writing tools to better create the description, or I can just write it myself. So I could say, join together for a delicious meal of BBQ and all the fixins. And that's like that. And then, of course, hosted by me. So I'll tap done there. In fact, I might actually change that to just be my first name. And you can see that my image is included. What the weather is going to be like on that day, it will tell you that, and then the directions to the place, as well as the ability to create, and I think this is what's so cool, a shared album. So if I tap on create album, then I am given the ability to create an album that everybody who participates in this RSVP, this invite, is able to upload photos. Now, importantly, you do not need an iPhone, but you do need an iCloud account to view and upload photos. It doesn't count against your own iCloud storage or anything like that. It just gets uploaded, but you do need to have that iCloud account in order for that to work. So just bear in mind that that is the case when you are choosing to create an album. So once I've created that, everybody who participates, and I think this is what really sets it apart, can create or rather can share photos to this album. And so you can say, any photos that you take that day, go ahead and add those to the library. And then last but not least, you can also create an Apple Music playlist. And of course, in this case, people need to have an Apple Music account in order to create a playlist. So I'm going to call it the Friendly Barbecue playlist. We'll tap done. And now there's a new Apple Music playlist that people can add music to. There's a shared album that people can add photos to, and there's all of the location information as well. So I'm actually going to edit the background now, and I am going to use Playground to create a repeating background. Let's go a repeating pixel background and see what that does, because I kind of want it to be in the style of the emoji stuff. Whoops, I forgot to add it there. So we've got Friendly Barbecue as one of the kind of cues, and it doesn't seem to be creating that for me. So I'm just going to remove that and stick with the original image here of this odd meat as the image, and then I can choose preview. This shows me what the invite will look like for people. Friendly Barbecue, Friday, February 21st, 6 to 8 p.m. at Hopscotch in Portland. The weather, the directions, adding photos, and then, of course, the playlist as well. And you can choose I'm going, I'm not going, or maybe. I'll tap next, and now it's creating that invitation. And now I have the ability to share a link to this invite, copy the link to the invite, mail out the link to the invite, send a message to the link with the invite. And when you do this, you have the option to approve guests or just have them automatically approved whenever they are added. So if you're creating a more public invite, or you're worried that maybe your friend of a friend of a friend might send it to their friend of a friend, this is a great way to make sure that guests are approved. You can choose to invite individuals. This is a one-time link, so it's specific to them, as opposed to creating that more public link that is shared across multiple people. And then you have in the, actually, let me go ahead and turn on approve guests. And so that way, if someone were to get an invite, then they need to be approved. And I'm going to send one to myself, but I'm going to move away from the camera for a second, just in case it tries to show people's phone numbers, which we don't want it to do. So what I'll do is I will add Mikah TWiT, which of course is the work account that I have. And I will share that. So I can show you what this looks like now. I can share that via messages directly to Mikah TWiT. And now Mikah TWiT will have that. And I can turn on, of course, notifications for this. If you are on a device that does not have, if you're on a device that does not have the app, notifications will be sent to you via email. So you will still receive updates to the invite, even if you are not a user of the actual app. I'm looking to see if I got the invite. Aha, that just came through. So now I'm going to tap on that invite, and it pulls up on iCloud.com for me. And of course, prompts me to get the Apple Invites app. And I am going to try and approve this so that we can see what it looks like when a person has joined. Now, of course, at any time, I can tap those three dots next to the person who hasn't responded. I can view their information. I can decide whether they are allowed to invite others. That's if you don't use that public link. And then, of course, remove from the event. So if you decide, no, I actually don't want this person to be part of the event, then you can take them and remove them. While that continues to load for the Mikah TWiT phone, I want to show you one more thing, which is in the top right corner, we have some different settings. So here we can choose if people can bring +1s. So you can say it's you plus one guest, you plus two guests, all the way up to 5, whether again you are choosing to approve guests or not. So they can't join the event unless they've been approved. Whether the background preview is shown without their being approved. So basically, the invitation will not have any photo or anything like that until they are actually confirmed that they are who you think they are. And then the ability to add an image description to the background image is also here. You can duplicate the event. You can cancel the event. You can pause replies, which means that for a period of time, people aren't able to respond to it. And then you can also delete the event. So of course, canceling the event means that it still sticks around the event itself, but you are not making use of that event anymore versus deleting it where it goes away entirely. So I'm going to open on my device the event invite, and I'm going to choose going. And in it, I'm able to select what all gets shared. So do I have my full name? Do I include my profile picture or just initials? And then last but not least, my contact information is only able to be viewed by the host. So I will tap done on that, and you can add a message to it. I'm looking forward to it, and send the reply. And then we should see in a moment, yes, that has now changed to going down here at the bottom of the screen. And I can choose view information, and I see their contact information and their invitation link that they specifically got, and that they are indeed going to the event. Now, I am able to look at this and invite more guests if I want to. I can send a note to people. So that says, hey, I just heard that it's going to be raining on that day, so we're going to move it inside. I can also add it to my calendar very easily so that, you don't forget it. And I'm going to cancel out of that because we won't actually be doing this event. But last but not least, I just want to join the shared album and upload a couple of photos, and then we will see what that looks like on the other end. So I've added 3 photos to the shared album. You can add a comment if you'd like, but when you post it, then it will pop up in the shared album section as soon as it uploads. I can see the playlist and my Apple Music library, and I can, of course, add songs to the Friendly Barbecue playlist if I'd like, and be able to add it to my playlist as well. So let me just add a song, and we'll see here what we've got. So then we go back, and now you'll see, boom, those photos popped up there, and I'm able to view those photos right here. I can add new photos. I can manage it in the photos library, but in any case, they're all there, and I can even like them. So one last thing here, I want to remind everyone, you are able to create and send out invites if you have an iCloud Plus subscription. regardless of whether you have an iCloud Plus subscription, you are able to receive these RSVPs and interact with them. If you want to upload and interact with photos, you do need an iCloud account. If you want to interact with Apple Music playlists, you need an Apple Music account. So those are the limitations on what is able to be used. But I love that Apple has made this possible to be used on all sorts of devices. That this is not exclusive to just iPhones. So your Android friends can have just as much fun with these event invites as you can on your iPhone. Folks, thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Hands on Mac. Us going through the tour of the brand new Apple Invites app. And of course, I'll be back next week, hopefully feeling better, sounding better, with another episode of Hands on Mac. Thanks, and catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey, buddy, are you a geek? Are you a tech enthusiast? Then I would love to invite you to join a tech community like no other. You can gain exclusive access to our incomparable quality tech content for just $7 a month with Club TWiT. As a member, you'll enjoy all TWiT TV shows ad-free, plus access private video feeds for insider shows like iOS Today, Home Theater Geeks, and so much more. Dive into the members-only TWiT Plus bonus feed for behind-the-scenes content, club discussions, and special events. But here's the best perk. Join our incredible Discord community to watch live show productions, chat with hosts, and participate in exclusive members-only activities. It's your backstage pass to the world of TWiT. Whether you're a tech enthusiast or a lifelong learner, Club TWiT elevates your knowledge while entertaining your interests. Get 2 weeks free when you sign up now for $7 a month and unlock unparalleled access at twit.tv/clubtwit. That's twit.tv/clubtwit. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you and welcome to the club.